Okay, this past Sunday, we had David share from the scriptures on the triumphal entry, which is found in multiple gospels, and describes Jesus riding on a donkey in fulfillment of prophecy into Jerusalem, and everyone around them are waving palm branches, laying their coats on the road, and honoring him by saying, describing him as the son of David, and describing him as the king. And the Pharisees get angry. They say, "Quiet the people." But he said, if they were to keep quiet, even the stones would shout, would burst into to shout to glory and praise. So I was thinking about that. One thing that actually David did mention this. He said it was 5 days before Passover. But did you know that in Exodus chapter 12, verse 1 through 5, it describes what needs to take place in preparation for Passover. And Passover occurs on the 15th day, but on the 10th day, so 5 days before of the first month, each man is to set aside a lamb for his family. It's got to be a male without, that's blameless, without defect. And then to slaughter that lamb on the 14th day of the month at twilight, so right at the changing of the days, because the Jews measured it from evening to evening. So it's really interesting that in the book of Daniel, there's a prophecy. Daniel prophesies that from the moment that Artaxerxes says, hey, you can go back to Jerusalem, to Israel, and rebuild the temple. So this is hundreds of years before Jesus, in 444, I think it's 444 BC. He says it's going to be 483 years until the coming of the Messiah. And some scholars have linked to the exact day Jesus riding into Jerusalem 5 days before Passover. That's the exact day that all the lambs that were going to be sacrificed were to be set aside for that purpose. So here Jesus is riding in. Some scholars believe that he's going into the holy city, he's going to the temple, that kind of prophetically, as an analogy, he is offering himself, he is setting aside himself as that blameless, perfect, sacrificial lamb on the same day that all of the millions of people that have gathered for Passover are doing the exact same thing. And this is happening on the day predicted by the prophet Daniel almost 500 years before. And if you count off from, I think it was March 5th, 444 BC, 483 years, you arrive at what some scholars believe was March 30th, AD 33. So that Jesus fulfilled to the exact day Daniel's prophecy, and offered himself, set himself apart for the sacrifice of Passover on the very day that all the other lambs were being chosen and set apart as well. So I thought that was really cool. That's something that kind of stood out, that would add depth to the significance of the triumphal entry. But I thought David did a great job. And I've been reading in preparation for Easter. Been reading in some devotional books, and that's one of the principles that I had written in my margin that I was reminded of, and I wanted to share that on video. So hopefully that adds a little bit more depth. God bless, and until next time.